The anti-crypto campaign appears to have reached its conclusion, which is a relieved and long-awaited development in today's news. Ripple's case is utilized as a model, a foundation, by other cryptocurrency businesses that are fighting against the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). This is because Ripple's case is the primary reason why cryptocurrency is becoming more generally acknowledged across the United States. However, despite these bullish emotions and the fact that the second wave of institutional Biden's government is not yet finished with their anti-crypto campaign and their crooked agenda, we will not see much of a change. This is the case even though Kamala Harris has stepped forward for Joe Biden. This is the war that Ripple and XRP have been fighting for a very long time, along with the rest of cryptocurrency, of course, but with the exception of Ripple and XRP, which are the ones on the front lines and the one in no man's land. The level of corruption that was present in the administration of Biden and Harris has been brought to light. To begin, I have some information that I need to divulge. To say that I am not a supporter of Trump, Harris, or even John F. Kennedy Jr., but rather that I am a supporter of cryptocurrency. That is the only thing that matters to me, as long as the party that is elected will support and encourage the expansion of cryptocurrency. Given the current state of affairs, it would appear that the administration of Biden and Harris is not in favor of cryptocurrency. It has been revealed that Joe Biden has committed offenses that are grounds for impeachment, as stated by the Oversight Committee in their report that is 300 pages long. After he was elected president, the Biden House administration obstructed the House of Representatives' impeachment inquiry and the criminal investigation of Biden's son, which is absolutely mind-blowing. They disclosed evidence to establish that President Biden abused his office and violated his oaths, engaging in a conspiracy to peddle influence to enrich his family. This occurred while he was serving as vice president. Assuming that the evidence is the most compelling case of impeachment of any president that has ever been investigated, the amount of corruption and the number of lies that have been committed do not end there. According to the information that is shown in this report on CNBC, even with Kamala Harris, the apple does not appear to fall very far from the tree. When compared to Joe Biden, Kamala Harris may have a little more receptive attitude about cryptocurrency. Despite the fact that it is not her top concern, the industry may continue to be subject to unfriendly rules. Give it your full attention. The statement made by Berg is that we consider Kamala Harris to be more receptive to cryptocurrency and digital assets than Joe Biden. Despite the fact that we do not consider this to be a priority and that we believe the industry may continue to face regulations that are unfavorable. However, Cyberg stated that the parallel to Trump might be a little less clear, and he wrote a quote. In the past few months, Trump has reimagined himself as an enthusiast for cryptocurrency. However, the history of quotes teaches us that this does not ensure that Trump authorities would be more hospitable to cryptocurrency during his second time in office than they were during his first tenure there. Since Vice President Harris took over for President Biden at the top of the ticket, the cryptocurrency industry has been lobbying her to adopt a more lenient stance toward digital assets. We are able to see additional evidence of it here in this scoop that was published in the Washington Reporter, which includes sources from the Senate. In the event that she is elected, it is stated that Kamala Harris is likely to nominate Gary Gensler for the position of Treasury Secretary, which is a very unfortunate development. In a joke, Ripple's Chief Technology Officer David Schwartz says, "Good news, if Harris is elected, then she will remove Gary Gensler as chair of the Securities Exchange Commission before his term is up." However, it is important to note that this is a complete and utter farce, as the situation would be much more dire if Gary Gensler were to become the Treasury Secretary, which might lead to a continued antagonism toward cryptocurrency. Therefore, it would appear that Kamala Harris has been dishonest, or perhaps I should say that she has been deceiving us when she has been talking about a suggested reset and acceptance of cryptocurrency while, behind the scenes, it tells a significantly different tale. I mean, Gary Gensler serving as the Secretary of the Treasury is ridiculous. This individual is the one who has only recently been accused of engaging in censorship. As a result of compelling a professor to postpone the publication of a report that investigates the influence that rules have on small audit businesses for a period of 9 months, which is completely and utterly unreasonable. This is evidence that his policies are favored by major audit firms and detrimental to smaller businesses, despite the fact that his function as chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission is intended to protect both large and small investors to the same extent, essentially protecting all investors. As a result of this, we must ensure that Gary Geta is removed from office. If Elizabeth Warren, Gary Gander, and all of the other present establishments continue to operate as they have been, it will be a full-scale conflict. It is for this reason that you need to educate yourself in in order to build up your knowledge and comprehend the sentiment of the market in order to assist you in better navigating the anticipated cryptocurrency cycle. Because of this, I have recently established a Discord server that is open to anyone who wants to join it. On this server, we are all working together to expand our knowledge in order to locate the genuine moneymakers and the genuine crypto diamonds so that we may be a part of what will be the largest wealth transfer in the history of the world. Are continuing expanding at a rapid rate. There are currently 225 members and counting, and we are all learning a great deal already. Therefore, you should come and become a part of the family. The link to join will be provided in the description that follows each post. Now, however, the bright side of this situation is that in the event that Kamala Harris and the administration of Joe Biden are elected, I believe that Ripple and XRP have already done the deed. They have gone over into nomads territory. And there is no longer anything that can stop them or cryptocurrency. In an interview on the subject of cryptocurrency legislation, Ripple, Cielo, Stewart, and Alderati state that they would not be shocked if the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) truly appeals the ruling of the court. My guess is that they have approximately 40 days left to go. However, taking into account that the status of XRP is not that of a security, and that the trading of XRP on the secondary market does not constitute a security transaction, this is the law of the land. And it will not alter even if the SEC files an appeal. There is nothing more that they can do. Put your ears to it. Nothing in this case contributes to the advancement of the SEC's primary goal. When it comes to crypto, however, we are all aware of that fact. The SEC has demonstrated that it is not sensible in its actions. Indeed, the court that heard our case reprimanded the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) for indulging in litigation gamesmanship and tactics rather than administering the law in a genuine manner. Therefore, it would not come as a surprise to me if the SEC filed an appeal, but I will bring up a few points. First and foremost, and I believe it is essential for people to recognize and comprehend this, there is no such thing as a security, and the trading of XRP on the secondary market is not considered a security transaction. I would want to request that everyone places their attention on the fact that this is the law of the land, and it will not alter even if the SEC files an appeal. I mean, even Chris Giancarlo, who served as the head of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission in the past, can be heard in this interview indicating that the SEC has proved they have demonstrated that they cannot win this battle, so regardless of what happens. Regardless of who wins the election, XRP and other cryptocurrencies will continue to surge in value throughout this bull cycle. I am confident that this bull cycle will be the most significant bull cycle that we have ever witnessed in our history, and CNBC can corroborate this. The second wave of institutional adoption is currently taking place, and it is taking place on Wall Street. Goldman Sachs has a stake in the US spot Bitcoin ETs that currently amounts to $418 million. Pay close attention. Reporting on the Wall Street company that is increasing its holdings and is putting more of its focus on the Bitcoin trade. Which one is it, Mac? It is Goldman Sachs. All right. Therefore, this week we were given a new perspective on what institutional adoption looks like with regard to the US spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds. More than half of the amount was invested in BlackRock by Goldman Sachs, which added $418 million across 7 different spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds in the United States. The fund I bid into. It's noteworthy to note that the chief information officer of their wealth management unit told the Wall Street Journal in April that there wasn't much of a demand from customers for that product. Additionally, and this is even more encouraging, VanEck stated to CNBC that all of the significant Bitcoin sales are now in the past. They are buyers, and Bitcoin is truly reaching its stride at this very moment. VanEck is confident that Bitcoin will make a comeback very soon. Every single one of these interviews is being conducted on mainstream media channels such as CNBC, Bloomberg, and the rest of the others.